Matt, thanks very much for sitting down with us.
My pleasure.
So we're backstage at the Royal Court. You and this place go back a long way.
Yeah, I did my first job here in 2004, Fresh Kills, by Elizabeth Gregory Wilder, an American writer, an American play set in New York, playing a gigolo. And I was at university at the time, and Lisa Making, the then casting director, took a real chance on me, and it was, you know, today is still, I think both jobs that I've done here I've just loved, but it's quite nice to be in the main dressing room. I've never got down here.
Yeah, you haven't had the star treatment just
yet.
One day, one day. But what does this place mean to actors? Because for writers it's a bit of a holy grail, isn't it? Because, you know, this massive reputation, it's sort of redefined modern theatre and all the rest of it. But being an actor, that must have been pretty thrilling to arrive on this stage.
Yeah, I think it's the same thing. I mean, it's a place where so many careers have started and developed. You know, it's steeped in that history of brave work. And it, you know, what I think is great about the theatre is that it gives people chances and it takes risks, and it makes divisive theatre as well. You know, and as well as making the great big whopping successes like Jerusalem or The Seagull with Kerry Mulligan or whatever. You know, they've got constellations upstairs at the moment. You know, you get Rafe Spall and actors of that calibre. You know, so it's you want to work here as an actor, I think.
And the second play you did was That Face by Polly Stenham, which was her first play.
Yeah.
An incredibly intense experience. It's about this family that's falling apart. The mother's an alcoholic, father's sort of absent, not really around. I mean, it must have been pretty wearing doing that every night.
Do you know, I saw Lindsay Duncan over Christmas.
And so she was in the car.
She played Martha, and it's you know, it explores kind of codependency so much. And we were talking actually and sort of reminiscing on you know, in the first week we had to get so close physically, and it's quite an odd, that's always an odd thing, being close to anyone but also when you're sort of looking in someone's eyes, but she's playing your mother, and it was all quite odd, and we were laughing about that, but you know, I read that play and just went, oh my God, I've got to get this part, and we did a reading of it first actually. You know, it was a brilliant thing. And actually, Polly walked in to the reading, and I thought she was playing Izzy, which is the other character in it.
So you thought the playwright was actually one of the cast?
Yeah, because she's so young, and I thought, how the hell did this come out of you? You know, but it's one of the great things. She developed that play on the Royal Court programme with the Young Writers programme, and I mean, I know Polly very well, and I know, you know, they have. With Tusk as well, they've really had an integral role in...
Yeah, this is her second play that came out a couple of years ago, I think.
Came out a couple of years ago. Now I think she's developing it into a film, and but I think the people at the court, you know, the literary managers here, have a really integral role with, you know, the next generation of writers. You look at Lucy Prebble, I think she started here as well, and you know, there's just been a plethora of brilliant young writers.
Tell me if I have this right, because I remember in That Face, you had a moment on stage, how to describe it delicately, where you lost control of your bladder.
Yeah.
Is that right?
It is right, absolutely.
And how was that done, dare I ask?
Yeah, absolutely. I had a little sort of colostomy bag, and at the moment, and also it's a very high point of emotion, I'm sort of going, oh my God, please work, and then I had to get my legs open really far, and sometimes the wee would go down there and sometimes down there, and I used to get in trouble for not weeing far enough down the bed so people could see. But you know, that's what's incredible about the space upstairs. It's still one of my favourite theatres, the Gerwood Theatre upstairs here, because you know, that play was so fraught with tension and emotion and blood and guts and everything. And when you watch a play upstairs, you're bang smack in the middle of it, you know.
And in a way, it's relevant to talk about Polly Stenham, because the reason we're talking today is because of the Young Writers Festival. She's a young writer. I think she's just 19, was it, when that play?
She was 19.
Incredibly. What is it about young writers? Why are they important, the next generation?
Well, you know, I think we want to hear the voice of the young generation, and I think what the court and what this festival does, A, it gives them a great platform, B, it gives them the structure and the facility to develop the play in the right manner, given time, and you know, and be guided in the right manner and nurtured in the right manner, and you know, I think for me it's one of the most exciting things is to go and see a fresh talent, a fresh voice. And when you go to a play here that's written by one of the young writers and it's a real hit, you go, whoa, where did that come from? And you know, for me, often it's you share a similar sensibility, and you can hear a lot of the sort of cultural references and the colloquialisms that are used in the language, and because it's part of our generation, and I think that's brilliant.
And one of the amazing things this time round, there are kids as young as 10 who are taking part.
I know, that's
slightly terrifying. They're going to be running theatre, aren't they?
I know.
It won't be giving you a job.
Screaming from the back of the stall, "Be quicker, Smith!" Yeah, and again, what a great way to get people's imaginations going from an early age, and who knows, we could have a Pinter simmering away. Yeah.
Now, you're probably sick of questions to do with a certain TV series that you're in. I don't know, people probably haven't heard of it, but it's this little thing on the BBC. You're about to start filming in a couple of weeks' time?
Yeah, we start on the 20th of February.
Doctor Who, we should make clear.
Doctor Who. I start filming Doctor Who on the 20th of February, and very excited. It's a long shoot, but we've got, I think, 4 or 5 scripts which look in really good shape, and the casting's going very well. I found a lovely bit of news this morning, actually, about someone that's going to be in it. I couldn't possibly tell you, but it's exciting.
I was going to say, I mean, surely you can tell us everything, reveal everything.
Not. You'll know him, or her. And so that's very exciting, and yeah, looking forward to it. I love making it.
Any hints about what's going to be in it?
I couldn't possibly tell you. I wish I could. Yeah, what happens is, no. I'm sorry, I'd get...
Not going to happen. I guess one certainty is that it's going to be pretty cold, isn't it, filming in Cardiff at this time of year?
It is, night shoots, quarries often. And one of the script, a lot of it is outdoors. But, there are worse ways to spend your evenings than outdoors, playing Doctor Who and being the Doctor and having monsters run down streets that there shouldn't be monsters on. So it's very exciting.
Are we going to see you on stage again any point soon?
I really, really hope so. It would, obviously, I'm shooting now to the till December on Doctor Who. But, depending on what happens thereafter, who knows? It's I'm itching to come back. I'd love to come and work here. I'd love to work downstairs here.
Not that this is an audition in any way.
No, I know. That's it.
The main dressing room, obviously. That'll be in the Rider.
I'm trying to grow a Chekhovian beard, which I just can't. It's just patchy and rubbish.
So no definite plans as yet. I mean, you've talked quite tantalisingly about doing something with Simon Stevens, who I know is a friend of yours. You're in one of his plays.
Yeah.
Amazing writer.
That's something I'd love to do. He's one of my favourite writers, actually. And again, he was intrinsically sort of linked here to the Young Writers Programme and was actually one of the mentors on it. And he's a wonderful man, and I love how his work's getting braver and more divisive, and he's sort of writing. I think he's a brave writer, and I did a reading of his new play a couple of days ago, which is just brilliant, and it was so exciting to read a play out loud. But yeah, God, I'd love to do something with him.
Film at some point?
Well, God, yeah. I mean, absolutely. I'd quite like to direct.
Any thoughts on that?
That's quite interesting.
Is it a specific project that you've got in mind?
Yeah, perhaps. But it's it's a way down the line. But I'm talking to a writer about it, a writer you may have mentioned, and we're on the road. It's just trying to find a window to do it, because obviously, my filming commitments take up so long. But there's plenty of time.
There's plenty of time. You're young yet.
Yeah. Well, something like that. I'm getting older.
Matt, so thanks very much.
Well, thank you very much indeed.